Oi, fala aí pessoal, bom dia. Você está escutando o Inglês do Rádio. I am your host, Foster Hodge. This is your daily dose of English. Hey, Alexia.
Hey, Foster.
How are you doing?
I am pretty good. What about you?
I am doing wonderfully because it is Monday and we are in Spain.
Spain.
Estamos en España.
España. En la cala de mi hija.
En la cala de mijas.
En la cala de mijas.
Yes. So we are finally in Spain. So we are not on a farm in Portugal with 10 dogs anymore, which means we have fast, high-speed internet.
And we are so happy.
Which means we can finally do our work like normal people again.
Yes. And it's been pretty good, right? Only 2 days, but I mean, it's amazing.
So far, so good. Great phrase in English. I'm getting off to a good start. So far, so good.
Cool. And what are we talking about today?
So, last week we talked about travel in general. Actually, we had some revisiting episodes of our old episodes about travel. So this week, we're going to talk about our new travels, what we're doing, what we've been doing, and focus specifically on Brazilians traveling in the world.
Yes, I think it's a subject that a lot of people who hear us, who listen to us, really like, right?
Yeah. Because the truth is, if you are really serious about your English, it does not matter if you want to learn more English for your job or for your family or something like that. At some point, you are going to want to travel to a country that speaks English. It makes the experience so much better and just gives you so much a more rich experience.
That's right. And because of that, I made a poll on Instagram.
A poll. Yeah.
On Instagram, asking where people would like to move to live in the future.
So, Alexia, one correction. To leave, é sair.
Ai, meu Deus.
Live. Okay. We will continue to work on that. Anyway, let's keep going.
And most of people said Canada.
Yeah.
Like 85% of people said Canada. The other part said Portugal.
Yeah.
And the last part was United States, which was a surprise for me.
Why? You don't think people like my country?
No, I thought it would be the opposite, like 85% United States and last one like Australia, New Zealand, England, or Canada.
So my personal opinion, my theory, my hypothesis is Canada is a good place to be right now.
Yes, it's a place that it's amazing, right? You have health insurance, offer free.
Yeah, they tend to treat people very well, and it is not the easiest country to immigrate to. I mean, the process is difficult, but once you get there, they treat you very well.
Exactly.
And I think the U.S. is probably third because of our beloved president who...
No, it was Canada, Portugal,
Yeah.
England, and United States.
Caraca. Well, maybe in 2020 we can get back up to number third or second.
Yeah, but today we are talking about the second option, right?
Yes.
Portugal.
So we spent more than 2 months in Portugal.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of Brazilians in Portugal.
A lot of.
So here's what I want to do, Alexia. I wanted to today talk about just the general immigration of Brazilians to Portugal. What's happening? How many people are there? And why are they moving there? What types of Brazilians are there? And then tomorrow we will talk about some of our personal specific stories with our encounters meeting Brazilians in Portugal.
Cool.
How does that sound?
Perfect.
Okay. So let's get started with some facts. So I was doing some research about Brazilians in Portugal, and I came across an article that said Portugal is becoming the new Florida for wealthy Brazilians. And I was thinking, meu Deus. So a lot of people are moving to Portugal. I think that is what the article wanted to say.
Yeah. Most of that because Brazil is not an easy place to live nowadays.
Yeah. So just before we get into why Brazilians are coming, there are 100,000 Brazilians living in Portugal. There are only 10 million people in Portugal. Portugal is a very small country.
It's a tiny place.
So Brazilians are taking over.
Yeah.
It's the colonial power is vice versa now. Brazilians are taking it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for you. Good for you guys. So, Alexia, why do you think so many Brazilians are deciding that Portugal is a good destination for them?
Well, first of all, it's Europe, right? People will be in Europe.
Yeah.
Like, it's easier.
Yeah. Can we focus 1 second on the pronunciation of the word Europe?
Europe.
Yeah. So just think about Europe.
Europe.
Yeah. A lot of my students have a really difficult time trying to say Europe, and they still say, I say Europe, and then they say Europa. And I'm like, no, that's not. So Europe.
Yeah. Well, the main reason is because Brazil is not an easy place to live nowadays. Everyone knows why I don't want to talk about it that much because it will show a little bit of my political views, which I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah, I don't even think you have to show your political views, but I think Brazil is going through a tough time right now. You have a lot of corruption, a lot of crime, a lot of violence, and a lot of political craziness.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to portray Brazil as a bad place. I love Brazil. It is my second home. But it's difficult times in Brazil right now.
Yes.
So it makes sense that people would think about another option.
Yeah. And second of all, Portugal is a Portuguese language place.
A Portuguese language place. That is one way to describe it. I would say people speak Portuguese, or it's a Portuguese-speaking country. So you do not have the language barrier, which makes it much easier.
Yeah.
So, for example, if a Brazilian wants to move to France, you have to learn French, and that's a pain in the ass. I tried. It did not go very well for me. So a lot of Brazilians, I think, decide, I want to move to Europe. There's only one country in Europe that speaks Portuguese. Let's do it.
And third of all, a lot of Brazilians have oh my God, Portuguese nationality.
Yes. Ooh. Yeah. So a lot of Brazilians I know either have Portuguese nationality, so Portuguese citizenship from their grandparents or their parents, or they have another European citizenship like Italian or Spanish. And that can also help you get to Portugal.
Yeah, and my dad told me yesterday that the Portuguese consulate from Brazil.
Okay. Can I say something?
Consulate.
Consulate. Yes. So almost all words that end in ATE, like consulate, sorry, delicate, articulate, that will make the it sound, just like I like it, not consulate.
Então, consulate.
Yeah.
Yeah. They frozen all the how do you say orders?
Yeah, you could say that. I would probably say the visa process.
Yeah, all the visa process till January or February of 2019.
Yeah.
So you can imagine how many people are asking at the same time for the nationality, for the citizenship, for the visa work, anything like that.
And Portugal's a small country, and Brazil's a big country.
Yeah.
So Portugal's probably thinking, like, whoa, we need to slow down.
Yeah.
Portuguese people do everything pretty slowly in the first place.
So slowly. I know why now we are slow as well in Brazil.
Yeah. So, Alexia, I just want to finish on saying when we spent maybe not even 1 week, but almost a week in Lisbon, Lisbon is a city of immigrants. So there are people of all nationalities, but there are a lot of Brazilians.
Yeah.
So in the next episode, I want to talk about some of the Brazilians we met, the funny experiences we had, and I think it'll be really fun.
Perfect. Let's do that.
Cool. Anything else?
Nope.
Okay, guys, we will see you tomorrow. Until then, keep up the good fight and
Lose well.
isso aí, rapaz. Tchau.
Bye.